professionally known as Pursue Grooves. I am a producer. I'm also a DJ. I currently live in New York. And I've been making music probably for a good 15 years now. The name Pursuit basically to me was a word that exemplifies going after something. So, you know, as an MC at the time, I definitely thought it was fitting. So it's just kind of stuck with me. So Pursue Grooves it is. Basically, I went to performing arts school since I was 8 years old. Got a degree in film when I went to college, but I always did music. It's just a thing that stuck with me. I kind of enjoy and maybe even prefer to create alone. And music, specifically production, gave me the opportunity to work on my own and not have to wait for someone else to say, yeah, you can do this, no, you can't. You know, if I want to wake up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning and work because I'm feeling inspired, then I can. Musically, my sound is definitely a combination of what I grew up listening to. I remember listening to great music growing up, whether it was, you know, what was out currently or what was popular 10, 20 years ago. So I grew up listening to a lot of funk, a lot of R&B. My aunt was into a lot of rock music. So I listened to a lot of that, and then as I got older, I got into certain scenes. So my music is definitely a mix of that. You know, my base is hip hop for the most part. You know, I'm very much into drum rhythms and bass lines and melodies as well. And you know, my tempos kind of vary, but I think, you know, all of my influences kind of come into play. But I think the constant thing is, for lack of a better term, you know, it's groovy. You know, it has a groove, it has a feeling, it has a soul, and you know, it could come in the form of something slow, it can come in the form of something fast, but groovy, beat-oriented, funky. That's how I would best categorize it, with my base being in hip hop. In terms of being a female producer, I think sometimes it's a pro, sometimes it's a con. I think it can swing either way. I think it can be a novelty, but then maybe, let's say, you know, if someone presents something, a track I did, oh yeah, check out this beat this girl made or whatever, you know, somebody may not take it seriously before listening to it. So it can swing either way. How I feel about it personally, I don't really pay too much attention to it, but I know that, of course, being that there aren't many, that it does become a novelty. But you know, my focus is just to try to make good music. I mean, that's also the reason why, you know, the name I chose for myself doesn't specifically say, oh, okay, that's a female beat maker, because I don't want that to be the first thing. But you know, I understand that if there aren't many, that is going to be something else that makes you stand out. And you know, anytime anything's ever said or anything's ever written, it's always, you know, that female producer. But you know, it is what it is. You know, if anything, if it encourages other females to get into production, and I know a lot of female producers. Of course, not as, you know, many as I know of male producers, but I mean, they definitely exist. Music industry. Once you mention the industry part with the music, then it's business. I try to participate in the business without letting it dominate what I'm doing. I do music because this is what I love, you know, but I also know that if I don't handle the business side, I may not be able to share my music as much as I want to. You know, I just try to be real about it. So I don't even approach it from a thing of, you know, this is the part that I don't like. I'm just very realistic about, you know, what the scene is about. And I just try to do what I do and try to handle it for me. If I weren't making music, two things come to mind. Some form of creative teaching. Do I want to be in a classroom every day? Am I capable of doing it? Who knows? I don't know. But I think I think that's something that definitely needs to be passed on. And I think that also continues an appreciation of music and art in general and the possibilities. And I think, you know, that was something that I was exposed to, and I think that's something that really shaped who I am today. I don't know, I like food, you know. Might be a chef, might be a cook, something like that. Between those things, you know, those are the things that make me happy. This is Pursue Grooves, Code Emphasis Vision.